Okay, so it looks like Kim Porter is facing a lawsuit that is going on right now. Hey guys, it's Murad Murali, daily and consistent content. Let's get straight into this video. Do subscribe to the channel and let's get into this. In the matter of Lewis versus Combs and Porter, pro se incarcerated plaintiff Carl Lewis has sued Sean Diddy Combs and the late Kim Porter for forced acts and more, as we can see here from this particular individual who has come forth citing Sean Combs and Kim Porter as defendants, forced to do acts and abuse acts on them, and then girlfriend Kim, after finding out she was cheating on him with myself, assaulted me after I refused to slap and spit on Kim. Sean forced me to commit acts on Kim after tracking her to a hotel. Then we were hanging out and smoking weed and having intimacy. He entered the hotel room with 3 bodyguards and told me that if I wanted to walk out in one piece, then I better do what he says. Then he said, B, this is who you're effing behind my back. Well, then started effing. Some people need to write properly, guys. I'm so sorry. He punched me in the face and said, I'm not playing games. He said, take your clothes off, and I did, and he told Kim, now suck his D. She did, and he said, now F her. So this is a new lawsuit. I'm very confused as to why Kim is being placed as a defendant here, if you are describing Kim in a very vulnerable position where she was forced to do things with this man under Diddy's instructions. This is very similar to what Cassie went through with Diddy and multiple other women. There is a pattern here, and I definitely believe that if Kim Porter was alive today, she would absolutely be testifying in this trial against Diddy, and that in itself would have been huge, and I hope that people would have believed her, but I'm sure that people wouldn't have. Whatever's going on in this lawsuit, I think that, you know, it's very eerie that it mirrors the same experiences that Cassie has been describing, that this man would hire people to do things to his woman in a kind of voyeurism way, but also would take part, make it non-consensual, and cause harm to these people. So this is the lawsuit that Diddy and Kim Porter are now facing from this person whose name is Carl Lewis. He is the plaintiff. Very graphic discussions that are going on here, but I'm just saying that, you know, if you're going to write out this lawsuit, please fix your handwriting, because I don't understand why it's so hard for me to read this, but we got there in the end, guys. We got there in the end. Now, Sean Kingston, his sentencing has taken Sean Kingston's sentencing has taken place, and he is facing, guys, 3 years in jail, I believe. He's been sentenced to a South Florida court on Friday after being found guilty of orchestrating a $1 million fraud scheme. His real name is Kishon Paul Anderson, and prosecutors said the 35-year-old, best known for his songs, used his status to persuade luxury retailers to deliver high goods before payment was even being made. And he seems to be facing, well, his mother was facing 5 years in jail, and Kingston, who was arrested, has remained under house arrest, and his sentencing will determine how long he spends in federal prison for a scheme that prosecutors say basically will last for a while. Now, the 3 years that this man has gotten, I believe, the 3.5 years, isn't actually as bad as what I thought that this was going to be. I thought this man was going to face up to 7 to 10 years at the very minimum. So 3.5 years, and then on good behavior, he can actually reduce a year from that, or probably more, and he definitely will be getting out before his, mother. So, this is some kind of grace for him, the fact that he's only getting 3 years, and I do hope that he learns from this. I mean, he will after 3.5 years, because for you to use your celebrity status to scam people, but not use your celebrity status to actually try and make money in a legal way, is a problem within itself. And it's just a very sad state of affairs that, this is what Sean Kingston has come to. This is the man who was dropping hits, bangers after bangers, and now this man and his mother ended up in a Ponzi scheme that they were running, and they're both now facing jail time. They're both going to be in cell block A and B, sitting there together because of their own actions. It's a very sad story. I'm not really sure where it went wrong for Sean Kingston, nor do I really care, but I do feel some kind of empathy that they had a great life, and where did it go so left was an album that doesn't do well means that you need quick money from somewhere and you end up committing illegal activities. That pipeline is very scary and just very dangerous to see. Now Diddy is facing a victory because the judge has dismissed all 22 counts in former Making the Band member Sarah Rivers and her lawsuit against Diddy. Now Sarah Rivers has come onto the live before when I was covering the P. Diddy trial. She was there commenting away, so she definitely is a watcher of here. But Sean is on a heater, at least when it comes to tracking the mountain of lawsuits he's facing, but this particular one is not going to be a problem anymore for him. A judge just threw out the claims Sarah made against Diddy and the other defendants in her lawsuit. They were dismissed with prejudice. They can't be filed again. There is still one charge that is up in the air though. The claims that were dismissed was racketeering, assault, battery, forced labor, sexual harassment, and false imprisonment. As for the outstanding claim, the judge wrote the determination of whether to dismiss with or without prejudice count 15 is hereby staying pending for some reason. The suit filed by attorney Ariel Mitchell. Okay, now I'm not surprised. Anything that Ariel Mitchell touches just goes down the drain. I just feel like once again we're in this conversation where she wants to represent these people, and of course these people want legal advice, they want lawyers, probably pro bono as well, and then it all just go down, it just goes down the drain. I do feel like if Cassie went with Ariel Mitchell, I don't think that Cassie would even be with a lawsuit. It would have been dismissed, but Douglas Wigdor came to do what he needed to do, just like Nicole Westmoreland. Like, these are lawyers, do you understand, who get work done. And so yeah, it's a slap in the face for Sarah Rivers for sure, because this was going to be a huge battle for her. Even for Dawn Rashad, I believe that when it comes to one of her lawsuits against Diddy, there are some stuff that is being shelved and some charges that are basically being dropped in that conversation as well. So it does look like that, Diddy is facing some victories here with lawsuits being dismissed, charges being dismissed. But make no mistake, just because he was acquitted of RICO, just because this particular case is being, some charges are being dropped, that man is still facing over 60 active civil lawsuits, majority of them for men, and the Law Rodney case is going to be picked up 2 weeks after his sentencing. So this man is not out of the woods yet. He's barely taken a few steps, in my opinion, RICO being the biggest one, being acquitted from that, but he's still facing multiple civil lawsuits that all need to be followed and tracked and are going to be pending updates, progression for the next 2 years. So there is still, or minimum at best, so there still is a long wait, guys. And remember, his bail has been denied, so the man is still in jail. We need to follow the Luigi Mangione case when that takes place in January. We're not far away from it as of right now. And also Ghislaine Maxwell, and this conversation of her being pardoned should also be tracked, because I feel like by the end of the year she's going to be living in a much better position than she is in right now. Subscribe to the channel. It's just one click. That's all you guys have to do. It really does go a long way. I would really appreciate it. Subscribe to Murad Nation, become a Murada. Comment down below, send a tip if you guys wish to. Apologies for the lack of videos here and there. I'm back in London. I was in Barcelona for a couple of days with friends. I'm just trying to be out this summer, guys, and it's really difficult being out when we're talking about Love Island or we're talking about the P. Diddy trial. Like, there's just so many projects, and the Luigi Mangione project is going to be really big, let alone the P. Diddy sentencing that's coming up in a month or so. Subscribe, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.